Hey homies, I'm Ewashkiw from Adventure Yoga. Thanks for joining me today. Today I've got about a 25-minute all levels practice for you, and we're going to be working on finding more length, finding more opening, finding more space in our upper body, in our chest, in our rib cage, to really help counter the common effect of life, of devices, of closing off, of going inside. I want to help you open up so that you can go outside, go out into the world and share yourself, because you are so amazing and I want you to share yourself with the world. So this class is for that in 25 minutes. Sounds great, right? Let's do it. Unroll your mat and I'll meet you there in just a few seconds. Please come into child's pose, Balasana. Take your knees wide, bring your big toes together to touch, sit on your heels, and fold forward, child's pose. Stretch your arms out in front of you. If sitting on your heels is uncomfortable or not possible, you can always prop your hips, so you can put a blanket between your knees or between your thighs and your shins, or you can sit on some blocks here, or you can sit upright if that's going to be better suited for you today. If you're sitting upright, stretch your arms up overhead so that you're getting a similar action to what we're doing on the ground, which is to stretch your arms out in front of you along your mat in child's pose. Now slide your left hand forward a little more. Keep your right hand where it is. Just get a little longer for your left side. And then keep your left hand where it is, slide your right hand away to meet it so that your right hand gets a little further away, a little more length for your right side, and then stay there. Push down through your hands, claw with your fingertips into your mat, pull back a little to open up at your collarbones. Just move your shoulders away from your ears a little. That's the same action. And breathe into that new space in your sides. Cool. Slide your hands back underneath your shoulders and come up to all fours. This is a fairly short practice, so we're going to move through these fairly quickly. Push down into your left hand and lift your right hand up. Look to the right. Do a little twist here. Oh yeah, twist in the back. Nice. Reach up to your right shoulder. Move your left shoulder back. Whatever this looks like. It's going to be awkward. Bring your right hand down. Lift your left hand up. I just find this awkward at least. Twist to the left, move your left shoulder back, right shoulder back, and bring your left hand down again. This time we're going to use the left hand and go the other way. So come up onto your right fingertips, slide your right hand forward a little. This is called Tadasana Balasana, or side child's pose. Take your left arm underneath your right arm, turn your left palm up and bring the outside of your head and your left shoulder down to or towards the ground. So this is Tadasana Balasana. Stretch your right elbow forward, shift your hips over to the left and get more length for your right side. Oh yeah, open it up. Push your hips to the left, stretch your right elbow forward, and come back through center. And Tadasana Balasana to the other side. Come up onto your left fingertips, hand in front of your shoulder, take your right arm underneath you, over to the left, turn your right palm up, bring your head and shoulder to the ground. And then to get that length in your left side, same thing. Move your hips to the right, stretch your left elbow forward, and grow your left side. See if you can make more space there. Shift your hips to the right, stretch your left elbow forward, and breathe into that new expanded left side. And then come back up to center. Cool. Just to reset our spine a little before we get it into some more opening, just do 3 cats and cows. Round your back, cat, stretch your spine. Cow, arch your back, look forward. Cat. And cow. And cat. And cow. And then come to neutral. And stand up. Nice. Stand up. Top of your mat or in the middle of your mat, wherever. Stand, Tadasana. Separate your feet so they're about hip distance apart and parallel to each other, or bring your feet together if you practice Tadasana with feet together. Stretch your arms down at your sides and look forward. Tadasana. Stretch long through your spine. imagine that your hands are on your hips, but don't place your hands on your hips and push your hips down. Keep that ground and keep your invisible hands on your hips and lift through the sides of your ribs, lift through the front and back of your ribs, lift through the sides of your neck, lift through the front and back of your neck, stand up tall. Stretch your arms up, hands shoulder distance apart, palms facing forward to start. And then move your palms back, move the front of your ribs back, stretch up a little more, and fold forward, Uttanasana. Touch the ground, so bend your knees as much as you need to so that you can touch the ground. Push down through your hands, lift up through your butt. Stretch your head down towards the ground. And now relax a little in your upper body so that you get the benefit of gravity, helping just create a little space between your ribs, between your vertebrae. See if you can relax your upper body so that you feel like getting pulled down by gravity. Hold that and breathe. Place your hands on your waist and stand up. Cool. Bring your feet together this time. It's everybody feet together unless you don't practice feet together. So maybe not everybody. Stretch your arms up overhead. This time bring your hands together in the prayer position and then move your upper arms just behind your ears a little so you can squeeze your head. Do your best with that. Stretch up, side bend to the right. This is called Untitled or standing side bend we often call it. Stretch your left side by shortening your right side. Shift your hips to the left a little, get more length in your left side. And now let's get even more expansion. Turn to the left a little. And then stretch through your elbows. Squeeze your legs together like you're a tube of toothpaste, and you gotta get the last drop of toothpaste out through your fingers. Squeeze your legs in, squeeze your arms into your head, stretch out through your fingers, and come up. Stay here, reach up, and keep going. Side bend to the other side, side bend to the left. Shift your hips over to the right. Shorten your left side so that you can get more stretch in your right side. Squeeze your legs together, straighten them if possible. Straighten your elbows if possible. Look to the right a little, side bend a little more. And then let's get a tube of toothpaste action here. Squeeze your legs in, squeeze your head with your arms, and stretch the last drop of toothpaste out through your fingertips. And then come up to center. And then bring your arms down to your sides. Shake it off a little. Standing at the top of your mat. You can have your feet together or separate your feet for Tadasana if you like. We're going to move a little into some lunges. So now you can decide what you do with your feet. Stretch your arms up overhead, hands shoulder distance apart, and then stretch up, fold forward, Uttanasana. Step your right leg back, and bring your right knee down to the ground. Come down to a low lunge. Work to have your left knee over your left ankle. So if you're here with this nice short angle or small angle in your knee, you want to get your left foot forward more so you can get your ankle underneath your knee. Look forward. Push down through your hips, lift your torso, bring your hands onto your waist. Now to help us open up our sides, it's quite nice to help to get a little more opening in our hip flexors, particularly our psoas muscles. So let's see if we can find a little more psoas opening. Tuck your butt underneath you. You can think about moving the front of your belly back and tucking your butt underneath you. It's going to help open up the front of your right hip here, so keep that action in your hips and move your hips forward. It's also going to move your hips down a little. It's just anatomy. So hips down, forward a little. Tuck your butt, move your belly back. I want you to be able to hopefully feel stretch right across the front of your right hip. That's one of your two psoas muscles getting a stretch. And hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And shift your hips back, bring your hands down, lift your right knee, and change sides. Step your right leg forward. Ooh, that's a tough one. Step your left leg back. I always find after psoas stretches, those step forwards are pretty tough, so if you did too, I think it means we were getting in there. All right, left knee down, right knee over your right ankle, lift your torso. So same thing, other side. So there's one muscle on each side of our hips here. It's called the iliopsoas. It really just means it's going in front of your hip here, sort of. That's what the name means. So move the front of your belly back, tuck your butt underneath you. Keep your butt engaged, keep your belly moving back, and move your hips down and forward. So that the front of your left hip here is getting that stretch. So hopefully you can feel it. You can even touch it with some fingers, touch right across the front of your left hip, see what's going on there. If you don't feel tension there, move the front of your belly back, tuck your butt underneath you more, move your hips forward a little more. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Move your hips back, bring your hands down to the ground. Now remember, it might have been tough to step forward on the last side. Let's see if we can change that this side. Instead of stepping forward, straighten your left knee. Instead of stepping forward, think about stepping forward. Now step forward. I find that makes such a difference. Step your right leg back. This time keep your right knee off the ground, or if you would prefer, right knee down for a high lunge, bring your right knee to the ground. Lift your torso, everyone. Bring your hands onto your waist. High lunge. Stretch your arms up overhead. Because there are really two psoas muscles, and the psoas major is the one that we're going to hit next. Hold your right wrist with your left hand. Stretch up through your arms. Stretch back through your right leg. And then let's do the side bend that we did standing before. Side bend to the left. Stretch through your right side. Really stretch your right side. Like really. Pull with your left hand. Side bend a little more. I'm going to side bend all the way over to the wall. Like go that far that you tip yourself over. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up to center. Bring your hands down to the ground. And we're going to imagine stepping forward. So bend your right knee a little. Don't step forward. Imagine it. Now step forward. Step your left leg back. Same thing other side. So we're going into that same thing. Choose wisely. Left knee on the ground or left knee off the ground. You're the boss of you. Lift your torso. Stretch your arms up. Hold your left wrist with your right hand. And stretch up. Stretch back with your left leg. Straighten it. Side bend to the right. Stretch your whole left side. When we did this stretch standing, we were targeting your obliques more. Here, we're targeting your psoas major more. It goes from the back of your rib cage all the way down to the front of your pelvis. It's pretty wild, front of your thigh bone. It's pretty wild. Stretch your left side, pull with your hands. And come up to center. Bring your hands down to the ground. Bend your left knee a little, think about stepping forward. Then step forward. Step your right leg back. Spin your right heel down for warrior 2. Line up your feet so your left heel bisects your right foot. Lift your torso and come up. Bend into your left knee and stretch your arms out. Virabhadrasana 2. Push down through your hips. You can use your hands or you can use your mind. Root down through your hips. Push that out into your left foot and into your right foot. Get strong in your base. Then, from your hips, lift up. Lift through the sides of your ribs. Lift the front and back of your ribs. Lift through the sides of your neck. Lift through the front and back of your neck. Yeah, all sides. Lift. Side bend. Bend your left elbow. Bring your forearm onto your thigh. Pause. Look over your right shoulder. Look at your right hand and turn your palm up towards the ceiling. Pause. Stretch your left knee forward. Push into your right foot. Then bring your right arm forward. Sweep it up beside your ear, stretch it forward. Stretch. Yeah, like stretch through your right finger. Push through your right foot. Especially baby to the side of your right foot, push it down. Then plant your whole right foot on the ground. Stretch out through your right fingers, and then twist. Look up. Use that expanded side body to help you find more space to twist, to smile, to turn your heart up towards the ceiling. For 5, 4, 3, 1, push through your feet, keep lowering your legs, warrior 2. Yeah, good time. Straighten your left leg. Let's just go to the other side. That way you can see me, or you can stay together. Turn your left toes in, turn your right toes out. Line up heel to the middle of your left foot, so right heel bisecting the middle of your left arch, and then bend into your right knee. If you need to adjust your length a little, adjust your length. Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Draw down through your tailbone and push down into your hips and out into your left foot, fully into the baby side toe, then plant your left foot, push into your right foot, and stretch it out. And then imagine that your hips are super heavy, like you're wearing a weighted belt. From there, lift through all sides of your torso for warrior 2. Then let's use that length, that strength. Bend your right arm, lean onto your right leg, pause. Look over your left shoulder and look at your left hand. Turn your left palm up to the ceiling and pause. Stretch your left arm forward and pause. Push into your left foot. Push into your right foot. And twist and turn and look up. Extend your side angle. Push through your left foot. Stretch through your left arm. Reach, 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 reach. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up into warrior 2. Stay low in your legs. Straighten your right leg. Turn your heels in. Heel toe in. Make your feet parallel. That's what I'm trying to say. That's probably a sign I could have breathed a little more fully in Uttanasana. Place your hands on your waist. Take a breath. Interlace your fingers behind you. Roll your shoulders back and stretch across the front of your chest. And then fold forward. Stick your hips back. Lift your hips up. Stretch your arms forward. And breathe. Squeeze your upper arms in towards each other so that your shoulder blades draw in. Move your shoulder blades away from your ears. And then stretch your head down towards the ground so that you're stretching through your spine as well as getting length in your legs. Embrace any shaking in your legs. Lift through your knees, lift through your butt. Make your legs stronger. Plant your feet, push them down. Release your hands. Heel toe your feet in towards each other. And then sit down. Yeah. Sit down, stretch your legs out in front of you. Stretch your arms out in front of you. We're going to do eagle arms. Take your right arm underneath your left arm, and then you can hold your shoulders here, or wrap your wrists, or maybe bring your hands into prayer. So stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Bend your knees, separate your feet as wide as your mat, and be up on your heels. And then lift your elbows up. Push your elbows forward. Move your elbows all the way down. Pull your elbows in towards your chest. We'll go through that once more. Lift your elbows up. Push your elbows forward. Move your elbows down. And bring your elbows back. Cool. Change sides. Uncross your arms. Stretch your arms out in front of you. Wrap your left arm underneath your right. Hold your shoulders. Or keep going, wrap your wrists, or keep going, hands to prayer. Draw your elbows up, push your elbows forward. Pull them all the way down, and back in towards your chest. Lift your elbows up, push them forward, pull your elbows down, pull them back and in. Let it go, shake it off. Take your left leg, I'm gonna touch my left leg when I say that. Take your left leg underneath your right. Take your left foot towards your right hip. Ardha Matsyendrasana, cross your right leg over top of your left. If this bottom leg part of this is too much for you, that's cool. You can do this with your left leg straight, right leg crossed over top. Also a great option. And hold your right knee with your right hand. Take your left hand back behind you and then twist. Gently pull your right hand onto your right leg, lift through your chest, move your left shoulder back, move your right shoulder back.
Think about shortening your right side here and twisting your right side over to the left. And then come back to center.
Just try to make that a little different than we normally do it. Lean back, change your legs. So you can Tina Turner them out in front of you, or find a way to do this. So you bend your right leg, right heel toward your left hip, left leg crosses over your right leg, left foot on the ground, or right leg straight. Then hold the front of your left knee with your left hand, take your right hand back behind you. And then do a gentle twist here. Focus on the shortening of your left side and the twist from your left side. Why? Because it will make the twist less intense than if you work from the open side. And it's also going to help us just activate the muscles we've been stretching, stretch the muscles we've been activating, and get us prepared for the rest of our day. Come back to center. Uncross your legs. We're going to do one bridge pose, but it's a calming bridge pose, so I don't want you to do full wheel unless you have to do full wheel. Bend your knees, place your feet on the ground, bend your elbows, point your fingers towards the ceiling. Push your upper arms, elbows down, lift your hips up. Now you can stay here with your fingers pointed up towards the ceiling, or you can place your hands flat on the ground and push down through your hands and lift through your chest, or interlace your hands underneath you for full Setubandha Sarvangasana, your choice. See what feels right for you. Just don't make it too intense. Get a nice hip lift, open your chest a little. It's just a chance to be symmetrical, really. Release your hands and come down. And then bring your knees in towards your chest, because we did a lot of opening. So lift your head and shoulders too. Instead of opening up, make yourself as tiny as you can. We're really just working from this place inside us, where we are the smallest form of ourself, and continually seeing what we can do to expand that out into the world. Seeing which parts of that we want to open up and put out and see how they're received, or see what we can do with this aspect of our self. It all comes from in here, right in here. Draw yourself in as small as you can, like you're going back to your very essence. It's still here inside you. Shavasana. Stretch your legs out and set yourself up for a short Shavasana. I'll give us about 2 minutes here. Rest. Imagine that seed that you just drew yourself back into. And then relax from there so that that spreads out into every cell as you rest. Fill yourself with your very essence. Relax so that it can move. Start to deepen your breath. As you expand your breath, feel it move your body. Feel it expand your chest. Move out to your fingers, move out to your toes. And move a little to draw your breath out. Bend your knees and turn onto your side. And then slowly make your way up to seated and come into a seated position. Relax your eyes or close your eyes. And bring your hands in front of your heart in Anjali Mudra, the prayer position. Sit up tall. Feel the length in your body. Feel the length in your torso. Embrace that. So much of what we do in life helps us close off, encourages us to go inside our phone, to become part of our phone. This is hopefully going to help you counter that a little. Open up, find more length so that you can put yourself out into the world and share who you are. Thanks for sharing with me today. Thanks for practicing. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope that this has helped you open up and feel a little bit more ready, confident to put yourself out into the world. Please put yourself out into the world because you're amazing and we need you. Thanks for practicing. If you would like to do more with me, click on there and add that yoga class to your watch later list. That's a good one. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please just click my picture over there, click on the little bell icon, and you'll get notifications when I post new classes. If you've got any questions, please put it in the comments below and I'll get back to you. Thanks, homies.